This video shows you how to use the mail merge function of Word 2010. So first of all, let's have a look at the scenario we're going to be using. And we're going to have to create a poster that advertises a forthcoming sales event at various convenience stores. And for the time being, we only need posters for stores within the Leicestershire region. So at some point along the line, we've got to filter that information off. Right, so here's the poster itself. Fairly simple. Heading is a sales event. You can get a discount all day on a particular day, and at the bottom of the poster you've got the name and address of the store. So you've got a combination there of what I call common text, in other words text that's got to appear on every single poster, i.e. sales event, and unique or personalised text such as Wixton convenience stores and the address, which only applies to that particular poster. So just to highlight that, everything in black has to appear on every single poster. Everything in red is just unique to that particular store. So if you've got 50 stores, then you've got an awful lot of typing to do, which could take you quite some time. A way around that is to use a mail merge. And the way the mail merge works is you create a single document, the main document, and instead of typing in all of the unique text, you actually just type in the common text, and then for the unique text you cross-refer to a data source. So instead of typing in 10%, you cross-refer to this data source, which contains all of the rates. Go down to column F and look down at the appropriate percentage rate and pick it up and put it into the document. Likewise, I don't type Tuesday, I just say cross-refer to my source data and pick up whatever's in column G. And the actual address itself, that's a combination of company, address 1, city and postcode. So the way I'm going to do that is type up my main document. There's all the common text. That text will appear on every single poster. I then refer to the data source to pick up these headings where appropriate. So the finished document before the merge should look something like this. So I've got sales event, which is the common text, and I've got rate, and it's picking up whatever is in column F. Day is picking up whatever is in column G. City, whatever is in C. And address block, a combination of company, address 1, city and postcode. And you can see that these field names are actually surrounded by these angular brackets, indicating that that is a merge field. Now once you're happy with the merge, you can get a preview to see all the posters. You press your print button, and however many you've chosen to print will print out, all from one single document, so you can save yourself an awful lot of time. So let's see how that works in Word. So I've already prepared a document, and I've added my common text. This is text that's going to appear on every single page or poster. I put a reminder to myself at the top as to where the merge fields are going to go, and also a copy of the scenario just to remind myself that I've got to send it just to those people in Leicestershire. So let's get started then. I'm going to switch from the Home tab to the Mailings tab. I'm going to go across to the Start Mail Merge group and click on Start Mail Merge. Go down to the bottom of the drop down and click on Step by Step Mail Merge Wizard. And that opens up the Mail Merge Wizard on the right hand side of the screen, and you'll notice if you look at the bottom of the screen that we're on step 1 of 6. Step 6 being the actual final merging and printing of the documents or posters. So it's going to ask us several questions. So the first question is, what type of document are you working on? So we're working on letters. We could be working on email messages, labels and so on. But in this case we're working on a letter. As far as Word is concerned, a poster is exactly the same as a letter. So that's why we've chosen option 1, letters. So that's step 1 complete. So then go to step 2. Selecting the starting document. So again, you've got 3 options there. How do you want to set up your letters? Use the current document, start from a template, start from an existing document. Well, again we're going to go for the first option, use the current document, because we've got it open just there. So we've finished step 2, so we can now go to step 3, which is select recipients. So this is where you actually cross-refer to a data source. So do you want to use an existing list, select from Outlook contacts, or type a new list? Well, we've already got the list, it exists, we've saved it as a spreadsheet, so I'm going to go for the first option. I'll then click on browse, and this will link the two things together. So that's opened up the browser. I'm going to go to documents and pick up the file. I click on open. Now it's recognised that it's an Excel spreadsheet, and on it there are 3 sheets, sheet 1, sheet 2 and sheet 3, and it's basically asking which sheet contains your data. It can only handle 1 sheet at a time. So in our case it's sheet 1. Click OK, and there's the data. So I'll just expand that a little bit so you can see it all. And there it is. So this is where we do our filtering. By default everything is switched on, it's ticked. So if we carried on with the merge, every branch of the convenience stores would receive a poster. If you recall from the original scenario, we've only got to produce posters for those stores based in Leicestershire. So let's take off all the ticks and then go down the county column and just look for Leicestershire and put the tick back in, and that means that they'll receive the relevant poster. This tick option is okay if you've got a relatively small number of records. If you've got like hundreds or thousands of records, then the last thing you want to do is to be taking ticks and off and putting ticks back on. So it's best in situations like that, if you want something more comprehensive, to click on the filter button here, and that will give you further options. But for the purposes of CLAiT, we only need to produce a handful of documents, so taking the tick off, putting the tick back on is probably the quicker of the two options. So I'm happy with that. I've got my 4 posters. I'm going to click OK. Right, so if you look just there, use an existing list, it's now got the name of the list that we're using, so it's saying it's picking up sheet 1 in the sale spreadsheet. So that's step 3 completed. So let's go to step 4, write your letter. So this is where we add in the merge fields to the document. So we're going to use the address block, this one here, and we're going to use more items for these other 3 merge fields. So first thing we've got to do is position the cursor where we want the merge field to be added. So we're going to go to rate, so I'm going to position my cursor in front of discount, click on more items, and you can see there you've got a list of all the fields from the source data. So I've got to insert rate, so click on rate, click on insert, and in it goes with the angular brackets surrounding it to indicate that it's a merge field. So unfortunately I can only enter 1 at a time, so each time I've put a merge field in I then have to close this dialog box. I need a space just there, and I've got to move to the next one. Day, space there, more items, day, insert, close, and then city, more items, city, insert, close, and then finally get rid of those lines. Finally, address block. And because the address block contains more than 1 field, so you've got like the name of the store, you've got the first line of the address, you've got the postcode and so on. It's giving you various additional options here. So these 2 apply to us. Do we want to insert the company name or not? If we don't, then we take the tick off and you get a preview just here. And do we want to insert the postal address or not? In both cases we'll leave the tick on, because we want the full address and the postcode and so on. Click OK once you're happy with that. And that's all the merge fields in. So all we need to do now is get rid of this stuff at the top, otherwise that will appear on every single poster. Maybe bring the text up a little bit. Now, for the purposes of CLAiT, at this point you'll have to produce a print of all of this, just to prove that you've put the merge fields in the right place. So let's assume you've printed it, and we're now going to go to the next step, which is to preview the letters. So here we go. Preview your letters. So here are the letters, or the posters. If you want to see all of the others, you can scroll through using these navigation keys. And even if you made a mistake and a particular store shouldn't have been included, even at this late stage you can exclude it by clicking this button just here. But let's assume everything's okay. We're now going to go to the final step, which is completing the merge. Now normally what would happen, you just click on print and all the posters would print off on the allocated printer. Because it's CLAiT, you have to actually save it as a document and then print from that document. So to get to that step, then you need to click on edit individual letters. Make sure that you've got all selected, and then click OK. And once I've clicked OK, I'll get a brand new document. Notice my document at the minute is called Mail Merge Main. As soon as I click OK, I'll then get a second document called, in my case, Letters 4. It could be Letters 1, Letters 2. It depends how many merges you've done as to what the document name is. So there's my new document. If I wanted just to double check, I'll just zoom out to make sure I've got all 4 of the posters, and there they are. I'm quite happy with those, so I can print them. And that's really completed the exercise. So thanks for watching.